I didn't cut ties with my family because of one big, dramatic moment. At least, that's what I used to tell people. It's easier that way. It sounds cleaner, safer. But if I'm being honest, it started with a locked door. The last time I visited home, everything looked exactly the same. The faded blue siding, the wind chimes that never quite rang right, the porch step that dipped just enough to trip you if you forgot. My mother hugged me too tightly, like she was checking if I was real. My father barely looked up from the TV. And my sister, she wasn't there. Out with friends, my mom said quickly, too quickly. That was the first thing that fell off. The second was the hallway door. We didn't have a locked door in our house. Not ever. Privacy wasn't really a concept growing up. Closed doors meant suspicion, and suspicion meant questions you didn't want to answer. But there it was, at the end of the hall. Locked. Storage, my dad muttered when he noticed me staring. We didn't have that much stuff. That night, I couldn't sleep. The house felt quieter than I remembered. Not peaceful quiet, hollow quiet. Like something had been removed, not settled. I got up around 2 a.m., the kind of restless you can't ignore. The hallway light was already on, and the door, that door was open. Just a crack. I don't know what made me walk toward it. Curiosity, sure, but there was something else too. A pull, like a memory I couldn't quite reach. Inside, the room was almost empty. No boxes, no storage, just a chair. And on the far wall, photos. Dozens of them. All of me. Every age. Every stage. Birthdays, school pictures, candid shots I didn't even remember being taken. They cover the wall in a messy grid. Some overlapping, some crooked. At first, I thought it was just nostalgia. A weird, intense version of it. Then I noticed the markings. Red pen. Circles, lines, notes, different, off, wrong smile, doesn't react the same. My stomach dropped because some of the photos weren't quite right. In one, I was missing a scar I got when I was 10. In another, my hair was parted on the opposite side. Small things, easy to miss, unless you were studying them, unless you were tracking them. Couldn't sleep? My mother's voice behind me nearly stopped my heart. I turned around slowly. She wasn't surprised. Not angry, just tired. You weren't supposed to see this yet, she said. See what? My voice came out sharper than I intended. What is this? Why are there notes about me like I'm some kind of experiment? She looked at the wall, then back at me. Because you are. I laughed. A short, disbelieving sound. That's not funny. I'm not joking. The story she told me didn't make sense at first. About the accident when I was 8. About how I didn't make it. About how they couldn't accept it, and about how, weeks later, I came back. Walked through the front door like nothing had happened. Same face, same voice, same memories, but not quite the same. At first, we thought it was trauma, she said. People change after things like that. But you kept changing, my father added from the hallway. I hadn't even noticed him there. Little things, preferences, reactions. You'd forget things you shouldn't. Remember things that didn't happen, and then correct yourself like you were adjusting. I shook my head. No, that's not real. That's not possible. Look at the photos, my mother said gently. Look closely. I did, and this time I saw it. Not just the differences between the pictures, but the pattern. Each version of me, slightly more consistent than the last. Like iterations, like something learning how to be me. So what? I whispered. You think I'm what? Copy. My mother's eyes filled with tears. We think you're trying very hard to be our child. That hurt more than anything else she could have said. Here's the part one don't tell people. I didn't leave because they were afraid of me. I left because, standing in that room, looking at those photos, I realized they were right. There were gaps in my memory I'd never questioned. Emotional reactions I'd learned instead of felt. Stories I knew were mine, but couldn't quite connect to. And the worst part? I didn't remember the accident. Not all. The next morning, I packed my bag. No yelling. No confrontation. My mother watched me from the doorway, like she already knew. Are you coming back? She asked. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to promise her everything would go back to normal. But I didn't know what normal even meant anymore. So I told her the truth. I don't think I ever really came back in the first place. I cut ties with my family because they stopped seeing me as their child. But the payoff, the part that keeps me up at night, is this. I'm starting to forget their faces. Not in a natural way, not gradually. It's like someone is clearing space, resetting, preparing. And sometimes when I catch my reflection at the wrong angle, my smile looks just a little off, like I'm still learning how to wear it.